Okay, right. Hello, everyone. Apologies for the slightly late start. We had technical difficulties where it said I'm not allowed to go live over and over again, but here I am live anyway. So welcome, everyone. Welcome, Klaus. Welcome, Iris. Welcome, Vicky. Nice to see you in here. Maybe a slightly quieter one because it's obviously a Sunday, but that just means it's going to be a little bit quicker, a little bit more relaxed and enjoyable. So to start off with, a little bit different, we have baby Olive behind me and Charlie is with Sophie in the other room watching the live stream because he kind of enjoys watching it through the screen. It gets him excited. He enjoys it. So we thought it'd be something a little bit different. And also with baby Olive, I'm probably just going to do some training to start with before going to any topics. With the usual sort of format where I'll respond to any questions in the chat, assuming there are any, talk about some topics that have cropped up recently. So there'll be some interesting things and then maybe do some training and stuff and just respond to what you guys have to say. Pickles and Scampi will also come out later if the live stream goes that long. But if not, yeah, hopefully we'll have lots of fun. So I thought to change things up a little bit, we're going to start with just some training for baby Olive because right now she's filling up on seed from there. I'd rather she did some training or did something fun with me before she ends up sitting on there. I've also got a straw for her as well because it's quite cute watching her enjoy the straw. And I'm also going to use her favourite reinforcement, which is juice from the syringe. And you can see she's already getting excited behind me because she can see it. It's funny how fruit juice can be such a reinforcing thing. What is she going to do for me? She's going to do one. And if she's doing one, I'm going to shake then. Now, we've got to be very careful of how much you give as well, because obviously it's very high sugar and it is natural fruit juice, but you want to just give a little bit. Really come say hello. Use this on my sleeve because I know you get a bit nervous around the Mac sometimes, don't you? Look how much she loves it, honestly. You can get to do almost anything with this. Surprised Charlie's napping. I'm sure he'd be excited. Other foot. Other foot. Oh, it's because I've got a syringe in my hand, isn't it? It's not very cute, is it? So we should try something different. We'll do it this way. See if you do it for everyone. That's better. She's peeping as well. She's so keen for me to give her juice reward. She's peeping. Now, this is one of the best things you can train a bird. Syringe training is husbandry, but it's essential. And also, if you do decide to use juice with your conure, make sure you reinforce afterwards as well, because obviously you want to phase it out as well over time and make it a bit easier. Are you talking? Are you talking to everyone? Are you talking to everyone? Have you got something to say? What a good girl you are. You don't see Olive on my live streams very much because obviously Charlie was a bit funny of me. He still can be overexcited and overstimulated during lives. So we thought it'd be nice for him to have some fun in the other room and for me to have fun too. Spin for everyone. Spin. It's a bit of a lazy one, isn't it? I can't not reinforce you. You can't just kiss my nose over and over. You're going to shake my hand? Good girl. I'll finish off the syringe and I'll pop her back behind me. I've also got a straw for her to keep her entertained. But yeah, isn't she cute? I do miss sort of having Olive out in live streams, but obviously due to just the way things are, it's not always possible yet, although hopefully it will be in the future. She is a cutie, isn't she? She's a very sweet little lady, very patient as well. Because as you know, Charlie can be a bit naughty sometimes and a bit pushy. As cute as he is himself and clever as he is, and Olive's just like very patient with him. Where do you want to go? Well, you can maybe have some more of that just before you go in, but I think that's enough juice for now, isn't it? Should we wave to everyone? You can go behind me and maybe have a straw. Unless you want to stay on me, that's fine as well. Yeah, if there's any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. Feel free to say hi. Happy to shout you guys out. And in a second, we'll do the first topic of the day, won't we? We can do some topics. We're going to talk to everyone about topics. You just want to kiss my nose. You can't keep kissing my nose. You're very good. So, let's give you this. Oh, do you want this? You're going to shake my hand again. We do a nice spin this time. Very good. So she's going to enjoy her treat-filled straw behind me. How can I do it so you can actually see her? There you go. If I sort of sit to one side, you can see Olive enjoying herself in the background while I'm talking. So the first topic today is kind of an interesting one. So me and Sophie recently got approached by a news round from the BBC, and they wanted us to give a sort of quote and a comment on a situation with a wildlife park up north in the UK where they're getting an influx. Louis is jealous because she's got a straw. That was a rookie error by me. I tell you what, I'll get him straws, and that'll be it for now. 1 second. Oh, goodness, Louis. This is all you're getting. So if you keep yelling later, you're not going to get any extras. I know you're jealous. Particularly you can have one as well. Right, anyway, as I was saying, so me and Sophie got recently approached by someone from the BBC asking us to give a quote and some commentary on a situation that a northern wildlife park has, and that they're getting influx of pet birds that people are just surrendering, they're just giving, and they just can't cope anymore. With people, a lot of people just can't cope with their parrots, and obviously during the period we've had recently, I'm not going to say why because obviously this is YouTube and they get funny about it. A lot of people got parrots and it was kind of a fad thing. People were really excited about parrots, but may not necessarily be prepared for what parrots involved. And so places are inundated with people surrendering parrots, especially conures as well, because they're small and they got a lot of publicity during that period. And it's kind of sad to say, but it was nice that we got approached for it and we could give our opinion and maybe, steer people in the right direction if they happen to read it, especially as a lot of people who watch this particular show are children and teenagers. So that's the best place to start. Children and teenagers, if they learn, they decide that they're going to take a more sensible approach than their parents or elders, that's even better because that's a generational thing that will have knock-on effects in the future. Isn't she cute behind me? So yeah, it was nice to give that quote. And if you want to read it, I think Sophie's linked it via our business page. Did you, Sophie, why best behaved birds? And yes, there is storms outside as well, so that's probably going to cause disruption as well. Although so far they've been quite well behaved. So yeah, that was very fun recently. Let's just say hello to other people in chat. Thank you, Klaus. Olive is indeed very cute. Otterly Fresh, do you guys collect molted feathers and what do you do with them? So Sophie collects loads of them. I like to collect some wing and tail feathers, which I have on my desk and in my pen pot. But Sophie likes to make little vials out of the collected cheek feathers from the boys, the cockatiels. She also likes to collect the crimson feathers from the crimsons, and she has a whole collection of feathers. So yes, very much so. We collect feathers here. More Sophie than me, but I like to have a few as well. And Sophie says she's going to come. She's going to show you as well. You get the privilege of that. Yes, Iris, they do. They know how to train us. Again, if it wasn't on the live stream, I wouldn't have given in because that's just reinforcing the behaviour. But because I actually need to be able to hear myself think and talk to you guys, that's it. Plus, it's kind of unfair that Olive should get something they not, because they won't be coming out until later. So give them something fun to do while instead of just staring at Olive having all the treats. So Ant Marder 95. I recently got my first conure. His name's Hiroshio. It's a very cool name. He's getting used to everything. This channel and Sophie's been a huge help. Thank you. I'm really glad that we've managed to help. That's what we're here for, especially for people who have conures and cockatiels. Those are kind of our speciality because the small parrots don't often get the best advice from people. They're kind of overlooked a little bit. Yeah, on the community tab. Yeah, maybe I should share it. Next time I do a community post, I will share it on my thingy, the link to it. Yeah, little vials are a good idea, like little potions full of cockatiel bright orange lava cockatiel feathers. They're quite cute. It's a good idea. I think if she hadn't done it, I might have done it as well. So Chirag Tank, my cockatiel is comfortable around me, but I need to train her to come to me when I call. Yeah, it's called recall. And both me and Sophie have videos dedicated to recall. And it's really important that you do train it. It's a very useful skill. And it's also very good for their health and for their fitness and just for your bond with them and to have a regular training relationship with them. Otley Fresh, one of my cockatiels doesn't like to go back in the cage and refuses millet as a bribe. Any pro tips to help him to cooperate? So both me and Sophie have videos on getting birds back in the cage. I need to update mine because there's something that I think Sophie's got in hers actually, because it's more recent. We've been talking about it a lot, and that's just something silly we call a peaking perch. It's a silly name for something really good. You basically attach a perch to the inside door of the cage. So when you open it, it swings outwards. And for free, just going on that perch, just reinforce them while they're in the cage. Constantly reinforce them, give them high value treats. Do it when they're outside the cage as well. Just make it really good. Lots of training, lots of reinforcement. Ollie's going to want to come to me in a second. I can see her in the background. I'll just try to finish this point first. Lots of reinforcement, and then it becomes a training hub. And then once they associate that perch with good things, they'll willingly step onto it, and you can reinforce them and just shut the door. And don't forget to do lots. There's a bit more to it, but that is the biggest pro tip I can give. It's helped so many people. Useful for us. It helps a lot of people. But do watch the videos otherwise. Do you want to come over, Monster? Does she want to come over? Should we do a sleeve again so it's a bit easier for you? Hang on, let me get you some juice as well. Oh, is she going to come? Is she coming? Oh, I shouldn't really be leaning, should I? I should just come and fetch you rather than being lazy. Keep an eye on the time as well. Let's make sure the others get their outings. Yeah, oddly fresh. Don't forget to do. Yeah, sometimes the comments do break around. Don't be afraid to do another treat hierarchy test and establish it as something higher value. Look at the diet as well. Look at other factors that may be scaring them. Yeah, exactly. It's very important. Oh, what do you want to say hello? Oh, is it the thunder? I know. It's very scary. You're very brave. You're a very brave girl. Yeah, you're so brave. You're braver than Louis, aren't you? He's being all noisy while you're being all calm and quiet. Aren't you brave? You just want a bit more juice. This is your last bit today, I'm afraid. You're not getting any more. Yeah, so Vicky, the problem with our live streams is day to day, we do get moments of noise, it happens, but during our live stream, it's always noisy. It makes us feel like almost embarrassed because this is not what it's normally like. But as soon as we start live streaming, this is what happens. And it makes us look really bad. And I promise you, it's not normally like this, but it is a reality of this many parrots. So it's kind of useful for people there. What do you want? What do you want? Do you see lightning now? Oh, little bubbles. Go and stand there for a second. Let me sort something out. So let me just catch up. Vicky, I don't have a bird yet, but I've been researching. I want to get a Gen Day Conure. Yours and Sophie's videos are absolute treasure. Thank you. Glad that you enjoyed them. They're useful. Gen Days are very cute, very colourful, very beautiful. We do love our Conures here. They're all very cool. Hello, Mr. Teeny. Welcome. Milhan Philosophy's Corner. My Conure hears yours and is squawking. Yeah, they do tend to react to each other. One thing really funny is like Pickles and Scampi like to play on my desk and they like to sort of play fight with my skateboard. It started off as a fear thing, then we defense them. Now it's a play fight. The moment they start that and I start making noises to encourage them, it's just Conure chaos, just constant yelling, screaming in a fun way, not a scared way. It's quite interesting. Mr. Teeny, it's possible we did that. As you may know, it's fairly quiet most of the time. It's thunder background here. I don't know. It could be multiple factors. It could be something worth looking into because something I've noticed as well is obviously I gave Olive a straw behind me. Louis noticed, and that's when he started getting noisy. So he got jealous because that's what they're like sometimes. And I think that's a fair label to give in that context. He wants something that she's got, and he only quietened down when I gave it to him. He's only started up again because of the darn thunder outside. It's very annoying. Cindy, my bird's responding to yours is hilarious. Yeah, when they get cracking, it's very noisy. It can be funny. I like the Conure chaos noise. It's amusing. Carla, my teals only eat veggies. So that's good that they eat veggies, but you kind of want a bit more in their diet than that because veggies will not provide everything they need. Maybe if they like veggies, maybe sprouted items as well. That's kind of a good halfway house. Maybe freeze-dried veggies, that sort of thing. Utterly fresh, yes and no, maybe. Maybe one can learn from the other. And then maybe, yes, you could do this in dedicated training. Milahan, it's basically our jobs. That's what we want to do. We want to help. We want to educate. We've always wanted to do that. And we need to do that. Me and Sophie have trialed that. It's been quite successful at times. Vicky, yes, that is very true. Something we recommend for a lot of people with allergies with cockatiels is an air purifier. That helps an awful lot. Also, just being careful, giving them regular baths. But yes, that is a very real potential issue. I've actually got a video on allergies and birds, which would be well worth watching. Right. You have to go in a second, aren't you? It's almost time for you to go in. You've been so good. And I'm sad that you're off camera, so I can't show everyone how well behaved you're being. We will say goodbye in a minute. Yeah, I will show you, Olive, in a second. Yes, the clouds of dust are quite scary from them when you actually see it in the sunlight or when you're filming it. But it's just the way they're powdery down birds. So that's how they maintain their feathers. So I did a video on that back a while ago, Iris. We haven't needed to use it since because it's obviously been summer, but that's the video on that sort of, I think, covers my thoughts on it really. You come. Oh, are you going to step up? What a nice step up! You're such a good girl. What are you going to do? Look at her. She's such a pretty bird. She's got so many different colours on her as well, like the orange and the reds around her. You're so polite as well. This is the last bit you're getting today, so that's like a milliliter and a half, and I think it's more than enough juice for one baby. No, Otley Fresh. I'll answer that question in a moment once I pop Olive back in. But yeah, it's quite funny what happens with them two little monsters. Right, last little bit. You can say goodbye to everyone. You can wait for everyone. Bye-bye. Ollie's popping back in now. Oh, she's so good. This last bit of juice for you now. Come in. You're such a good baby. Right, let's set things up. So I have to prepare for the almost accidentally swore there. We prepare for the conures, other conures in a minute. So Sophie, if you want to bring Charlie in, that's fine, and we'll prepare for the conures in a moment.
Oh, okay.
I think Charlie's noticed the snack pile behind me.
Charles.
Oh no, he just wants to use the toilet. We'll wait for Charlie to go in and then we'll continue.
Charlie. There's a big Charlie.
No, you get to see Charlie a little bit before he goes in then.
Charlie. Would you like to come here?
As I said, part of the reason I'm stopping is because during these lives I talk loudly. He gets overstimulated by that, so I need Sophie to pop him back in before I can talk properly. So it's kind of a lot of technical difficulties today.
Because you're good boy.
But otherwise, he's very well behaved these days.
Shall I go and get those malted feathers to show?
Yeah, we'll get the malted feathers to show. So utterly fresh. So our cockatiels used to preen each other, but these days they'll only accept preens from me and Sophie. And Chip has this routine where he wants to sit on my right hand. He has to sit on these fingers, and that's how he wants to be petted. He will sit on the shoulder, but normally that's fish's position. They won't preen each other. Very, very rarely. It's my job and Sophie's job to preen them. That's where they get their petty pets from, as we call it. But they won't. I don't know why they stopped, but they love and hate each other at the same time. They want to be close to each other, but at the same time, they can't tolerate being apart. It's a very odd little beasts. Do you want to show them off? They're yours? No, thank you.
I'm not camera ready.
Well, I'll show the little mini ones, but I'm not holding up those big things. So if you look, you can see it quite good in the light. That's the you can see that those are the malted crimson feathers. Well, it doesn't matter. Blimey, it's not like I'm not like filming a professional video here.
No, of course not.
These are the cockatiel feathers. I like these. I love the colours of these. Don't you think? I would like one of these myself one day. And what are these?
These are the tiniest green cheek feathers. They're really hard. I mean, you do it. I said I wasn't going to do it. They're really hard to see. They're all like ones from around their eyes, which are like nearly impossible to find. But, you know, we've got to make the most of the treasure when we find
I constantly hunt these for Sophie because she often misses them. So I'm always spotting them. You hold them up.
So
your collections.
2 huge mason jars. But let me just like do one at a time. I tried to organise them so you can see a little bit of everyone as you go around. So you've got like what kind of you doing now? You can see like little blue ones.
It's almost like artwork, isn't it?
They've got the crimson tails. You've got scampy ones, PP, and then this one's slightly bigger, so we can actually fit the cockatiel tail feathers in because they're huge.
They're a lot longer than you'd think, aren't they?
They are. So we've got a little bit of everybody in here. So it's just nice. It's nice to keep them. I've seen all kinds of really cool crafts of like people making earrings or wreaths. But this is it for now. We're not too I'm not too crafty, but this will do for now.
I think she could be crafty if she wanted to be. I think it's quite a nice idea. It's very cute. Again, like utterly fresh. I like the cockatiel cheek feathers the most. I need to maybe start stealing from myself from now on. Although that seems really mean because I've been helping Sophie for so long. Maybe when she fills hers up, I'll get myself one. I don't think I want much to catch up here. I have a jar. Yeah, maybe repurpose it, start using it. I'm going to probably nick one of Sophie's little mini vials or just buy myself some. I don't know. Some people don't like it. So I was going to mention something about like our inverts, but I'll leave that for my invert channel because eventually I'm going to start live streaming on that as well. Are you hovering for a reason?
Just go close the door.
Okay, I'm going to get Pickles and Scampi out at the moment as well. Okay, just so you know they're out. We do that a lot as well. We try to communicate with each other when birds are out. So obviously it's still quite warm. We want the windows open. So it's a great way of just avoiding trouble, basically. Because most of the time communicating helps problems. It is a great feather collection. She's been working hard on it for a long time. And she's very pleased with it. Cindy, don't you think so? Cindy says, Sophie, you're unlocking my next creative obsession. I think she's in the kitchen. But yeah, she should maybe make some crafts out of them. Maybe I should encourage that or buy something to encourage it in the future. I think it's really cool. So I'm going to get Pickles and Scampi out in a moment. So I want to talk about something a little bit serious now because something occurred to me recently that it's been a quite sad learning experience, but it's been quite useful. So as some of you may know, especially on Patreon or read my community posts, Chip and Fish had quite a bad night fright recently and they butt blasted a lot of their feathers out, which is basically a cockatiel's defense mechanism. When a cockatiel is very scared, sometimes they will just eject feathers and just let them out as a defense against predators because the predator grabs the feather and then they escape. And during his night fright, Chip basically lost most of his primary wing feathers, to the extent where he almost looks like he's clipped now. Now, he's not clipped, I'm assure you of that, because that's not something we approve of, but it's been an educational experience for us, because this is the first time this has ever happened to this extent. Fish has lost some of his feathers before, and he was hobbled for a while, but Chip lost a lot of feathers, and to the extent where he does look like he's clipped. So because we have seen a lot of other people's clipped birds, but we never allowed ourselves to do it ourselves, because obviously we don't approve of it, this has presented us an unfortunate educational experience where we can see how a clipped bird behaves in real time in our own environment, rather than through videos and through anecdotal or through watching other people's experiences or during consults and the like. And honestly, it reinforces my belief that clipping is fundamentally wrong, and it's not necessary. It does not help at all, because Chip can still get lift, Chip can still fly, but it hobbles his ability to do so. People say they clip to keep them safe from other pets and the like. I would say it puts them more at danger. If we had a dog or a cat, Chip cannot escape. Chip basically flies like a diagonal. He tries and he goes down. And that just makes him vulnerable. Same out in the wild. If you take your bird outside and that happens, it makes them vulnerable, and it also makes them prone to injury because they can't control the descent. Chip's already sprained one of his little toes, not badly, thankfully. So we're very on the ball when he comes out at the moment. Again, which makes us sad. We want him out all the time, but we can't, because we want to keep an eye on him because he's a fully flying bird that's suddenly not. And just the amount of issues with it, to the extent where I really feel I need to make my own video on it coming up. I'm going to try to be sensitive to the topics. Obviously, I know a lot of people want to do it, but for me, it reinforces my belief in it. It's been an educational experience, again, an unpleasant one, because obviously we don't want him to suffer and we want him to be able to fly, but it's been useful to give us another eye-opening experience into how a clipped bird behaves in real time, and it will hopefully help clients rehabilitate other birds as well. He's also already growing in his wing feathers again. I lifted up his wing, and it's just this whole spray of pin feathers. It must be so irritating for him as well, the poor little guy. But yeah, I just wanted to have a think of that. And I will be doing an updated night frights video as well, because I feel I've got more to offer on it and more solutions that may help people in the future. So Milhan, my budgie won't eat fruit. Any advice? Watch Sophie's How to Get Your Bird to Eat Fruit and Vegetables video. 20 tips on there. That is the most comprehensive advice I can give you, apart from being persevering. As for your second question, I would suggest going onto our business website and looking at our poop charts, which will help explain that to you. That'd be the best advice I have there. Also, if you're concerned, go to the vet. Although it is quite common, if your parrot does eat lots of wet foods, that their pooping might be a bit runny. So oddly fresh. I clipped my first cockatiel's wings when I was a kid, and I didn't know any better. And yes, descent is a huge concern. A lot of people don't know better. That's why I try not to attack people on it, because people don't know better. Their vets advise them to do it. They go online, and then everyone's telling them to do it. People don't always know better. So that's why I try not to attack people with it, although I do have my own strong opinions on it, because you do see a lot of people being quite about it with people, and I don't think it's very fair. I think I only get annoyed when people double down and won't listen at all. Then it's like, okay, whatever. You have your opinion, I have mine. Mr. Teeny, try offering them in different forms. My budgie likes chewing through apple slices. But don't really, yeah, exactly. That's another thing that's really important. You don't need to get your budgie to eat a lot of fruit. It's not really an essential part. I would focus more on getting to eat leafy greens, microgreens, maybe sprouts. Those are the sort of things they would try to eat in the wild. Those are the sort of things they would have access to in the wild while they're pillaging crops or flying between food resources. That is a much better approach. So thank you, Mr. Teeny, there. Different forms, sprouts, leafy greens, which may encourage them to bathe as well, and microgreens are the things that you'd write. Yeah, oddly fresh, that is very true. I don't spend much time on Reddit. I don't even think I have an account on there, but I do occasionally see stuff. A lot of the stuff I've seen has been positive, naturally. I think Facebook's my bugbear, where a lot of people are quite mean to other people. But, you know, any community is going to have people who want to feel superior rather than help others. And that's the best, most diplomatic way I can say it. When we know better, we do better. That's a very good quote, Sophie. It's very true. The more we know and the more receptive we are to that, I just knocked the table with my knuckle, lovely. The more we know and the more receptive we are to knowing, the more chance we have of improving our lives. And in the animals, you know, it's just, I don't like closed-mindedness. I have had my moments of being like that, but I just try to be open to discussion about all sorts of things, which will be another topic I'll talk about in a moment as well. So Geordie, that's not a topic I'm very good at with, really. I'm very sorry, honestly. That's all I can say. I'm very sorry about that. Sophie's much better equipped to answer that sort of questions. It's not that I'm insensitive to it. I just find it kind of difficult to deal with. due to various factors. And because I'm quite factual in the way I present information, it doesn't always sound the most polite or nice. So I don't want to be mean to anyone by accident. So again, I'm just sorry that happened to you. It's unpleasant. It's emotional. I just would take your time, be patient with yourself, give yourself time. And, you know, if you did everything right, then that's just the way it is, you know, you tried your best. So I'm really sorry. So on a slightly lighter note, I want to get the conures out and we'll do a little bit of training, maybe give them some syringe training as well. Well, actually, don't really need training, they just have some behaviours, and then we'll go on to the next topic. And also, Jonas, I'll get onto your question as well once I come back in a moment. Hello, Bubs. You've been waiting very patiently, haven't you? Oh, cheap. I know you can come out later. I'm not going to have you out. I can't supervise you fully. You need to be... Can I help you? Can I help you? You have your turn. You've already been out, and you guys are coming out later. Hello, everybody. Hello. Are you excited to be out? Are you excited to be out? Are you excited? You can say hello to everyone. Are you excited? Oh, very good on you. I can remember a time when I would never have been able to do this with Scampy. It's quite nice to see training techniques work. You're so good on you. Pickles. And also, they are excited now. They're overstimulated right now. But do you see me biting me? Not really. And that's something that took a lot of work and time, which is why they're always out during live streams, because these are our best ones. Where do you want to go? Oh, you spotted something tasty, haven't you? Well, I'm afraid if you want it, you're going to have to go back to the chair and you're going to do some training for it. Well, how about I put you back here so Pickles doesn't hassle you, because she's going to get jealous of juice. So you have that. You're going to spin for me. You're not going to spin for me. Why aren't you spinning for me? There we go. What a good girl. Can you shake me? Can you try and shake from that side? Can you manage it? Good girl. No, it's difficult. Spin for me. Let's do 1, 2. Is that 2? Okay, we'll stop at 2. I'm trying to teach Scampy to spin successively. It's something nice and easy, and it's something we can work on together that's relatively simple for him. I managed to get him up to 4 with 1 cue so far, although I'm having to reinforce it by just cueing it over and over at the moment until he gets it as a behaviour chain. Right, let's try again. Are we going to do more? You want to wave? Okay. Again, it's always counted during lives. You step up for me. I also try and mix in some fundamentals as well when I train with these guys. When I'm doing a training session, I'll ask for a step up in between things. They know it. I need it to be reinforced. I need them to step up when I want them to, so it's a great way of doing it. Step up. Do you reckon you'd fly it? I want to see if they'll fly for me. I don't really do that very often. Scampy. Scampy. Oh, what a good boy. You don't do live report very much, do you? You can do it, Pickles? Pickles me. Scampy, what is her? Pickles me. Pickles me. Pickles me. Good girl. Scampy. Scampy. Get too high? You can do that. I know you can do that. Scampy. I don't want to lure you. Oh, you are lazy. You like to show us up, don't you? Come on, Scampy. You can do it. You did this morning. Oh, you lazy. And yes, I'm calling him lazy lots. That's for my benefit. I'm not actually thinking he's going to understand what I'm saying to him at all in any which way or form. Should we do an easier one then? It's a lie. Good girl. Should we do 1 more each? So I imagine, I don't know if you guys enjoy this. I'm hoping you are. Don't like to leave my audience alone. Should we do? Oh, you're not interested in more Scampy? Okay. 1 more for you, Pickles. Oh, what a good girl. Scampy, do you want a little bit more? Wait for me. We'll finish the last little bit, thank you. I want to wave before you get in here. Such a good baby. Oh yeah, I bet Kipling wants to come out. Sadly, Kipling is definitely not a fan of mine, even after all the work we've done and the setbacks we've had, but we'll keep working on it. So, Jonas, how do I get my bird comfortable fly longer distances? It's all about small steps. So if your bird's comfortable doing short hops, small distances, just increase it gradually and very slowly, and obviously offer high value reinforcement for it. Make sure what you're giving them is good. So go in small steps, little steps to increase that distance. That's how we train these guys. That's what Scampy was supposed to be doing. I tried to get him to do his ascent flight, which is going up, and he's been very good at it recently. And it's just these small steps. That's how we all learn. Very small steps. We don't just go to 0 to 100. That would be the best way. I've actually got a recall video. Sophie's got one as well. Use that as your inspiration and just keep on moving with it. Oh, so Vicky's question's been answered by Sophie, so I don't need to do that. She's much better with the colorations. For me, they're just Conures. Yeah. Thank you, Klaus. I'm glad you enjoyed the training. It's not as smooth as it normally would be, unless I'm doing very simple stuff, because again, it's the excitement of the live. But I think it's just a little bit different rather than just me talking at you for half an hour, an hour. It's more enjoyable. And they like it as well. It's exciting for them. They come out and then they do training and then they get extra treats. I suppose it makes the live stream that much more exciting for them, which is nice for them. Maybe part of the jealousy thing as well, something that Mr. Teeny pointed out earlier. So maybe we should be aware of that. But it's quite difficult to control every single environmental factor. You know, when you're training and you're doing any sort of behavior stuff, my head's going to come closer. She doesn't want to come down, Sophie. She just wants to stay up there. Maybe a little bit later. When you're managing the environment, you have to manage as many factors as you can, but you can't manage every single factor. She doesn't want to come down. Do you want to come down? I think that's a firm no. She's not stepping up. She's not interested in any way. Look, she's even telling me off, speaking me to tell me off. The fish has decided to start singing to Chip. I can see him in the background being naughty. This is the chaos. It's delayed chaos. So I talked about news round. Oh, okay, yeah. So I've got two other topics I wanted to talk about a little bit with you guys today, and then some random bits of information that maybe, well, you may find interesting, you may not. I don't know. So just because it's kind of related to what I was just talking about, we get obviously a lot of people with behaviour problems, biting problems, screaming, all sorts of issues with their parrots. And I think I want to say this every single live stream almost, because I think it's worth reinforcing as a message. So different people watch different times. And I know for those of you who watch every time, maybe it's boring. I don't know. I'm sorry. But when you're working through any problem, try and take the emotion out of it and try and be analytical. It's difficult. It's the most challenging thing for us as humans. It's really tough, but be analytical and try and take your emotions out of it. You know, being analytical when dealing with biting and everything really helps. And I just did a biting series, a whole series on biting on my channel, where I cover causes, is it okay, solutions to it, tips to prevent it in the first place, and also dealing with it as humans as well, because no one ever covers that. How do we react? How do we regulate our own emotions and how we suffer from it? Because it does hurt us physically, hurts us emotionally. So if you are struggling with that sort of thing, do watch my biting playlist. It covers all that stuff. And there'll be more videos on biting in the future. I've got a few things planned, actually. I've got like a core skills series coming out. I still need to do my slightly more advanced thing for Patreon and for my next course. Just finding the time to get it all done as usual. But yeah, be analytical, take your time, take the emotion out of it, and you'll have a lot more success at working out what's actually going on. So, you know, work out exactly what's happening, record stuff, you know, just analyze every single thing to work out why your bird's doing it, because there's always a reason behind it. There's always a reason behind behavior, even no matter how subtle it is. And now it's quiet. Let's go on to my last main topic, and then we'll just like open up to chat or whatever else you want to say. Thank you, Iris. I'm glad you enjoyed it. My cocktail trying to flock call back to the live stream. I'm glad they're enjoying it as well. Busy beak is always a quiet week. Beak. Definitely, you definitely want a beak that's busy to keep them nice and quiet and happy. You can see how quiet Scampy is, and I know Louie and Kipling are snacking as well off camera. I think Olive and Charlie are preening each other, so that's busy as well. Very cute. The last kind of main topic, serious topic I want to talk about is nutrition. There's been a lot of confusion going on around there, and I know, again, it's a topic that crops up a lot. I don't want to go into much detail about it because I don't feel appropriate at this moment, but there's a lot of nutrition advice out there, and a lot of people say, I am right, I am correct, you should always listen to me. For me, that's always a red flag. Make sure you're going to lots of different people for advice. Go with what aligns with your values and go with what makes sense to you and what makes sense from a, ethical standpoint. Because there's a lot of people telling you they're right, and we have got a lot of confused people messaging us recently. So just take your time sifting through the information, go to lots of different sources, and it'll be completely fine. Even if you make a mistake, you can always correct it or learn as you go along. And there's no one right answer, I don't think. I think it's always a middle ground for this sort of thing. And please do Ollie Fresh. Yeah, please do. We'd love to see it. Yeah, if you aren't aware, if you're a channel member or you're a member of either of me or Sophie's Patreons, you get access to our private Discord server. And a lot of people are talking on there constantly, posting nice photos. So yeah, do consider that. If you're already a member or Patreon member, let us know and we can send you the link to that Discord server. So I lost my train of thought there. Got distracted by the jar, the cute jar. So yeah, the other thing I wanted to mention as well, there's some quite badly behaved companies out there. I'm not going to give specifics because that could get me into trouble. But if you see someone being rude or a company being rude, I think that's a good indicator that you don't want to buy from them and maybe you shouldn't support them. I don't think it's acceptable or potentially professional to be. You want to do your close up. After I finish this point, you do your close up. Do you want a treat for now? I don't think it's very professional or very good as a company or individual to basically just be rude to potential customers or clients or to be condescending to them. So remember, use that as your red flag example. Pickles, P. We're both saying hello. Scampy's come down, so I've given Pickles a treat and he wants one. You're not having any more juice. You can have it when you go in. You're 100% not having any more juice now. You've had some. So Pickles P close up for Sophie, I think. Scampy, if you press enter, I'm going to be in big trouble. Could you go up there? No. Oh my God, here comes the chaos. Right, you come here. I want you to step up, please. Or you can go, actually, I've got a better idea. That'll distract you for a moment. Let's put it all on there for you. Come here. That is a much better idea, isn't it? You go on there and you snack on there. Yeah, so Scampy's now on my desk snacking because he noticed my snack stash. Pickles is desperate to get over here, so here's a bit of chaos here. Pickle P. She's such a handsome girl, isn't she? You can go up there. You want to bite the Mac. Vicky Blair, I watched your videos about cleaning products and ordered F10 before I even had a Conure. I did find I couldn't find. So veterinary F10 is basically F10. I think it's maybe slightly stronger in dilution. You can get dilution, so you can dilute your own F10, but that's the one we like the most. The weirdest comment I can make about it is it smells cleanest. Do you want to go there? What do you want? You want to go there? What do you want? You want to come to me? I know. You have one more treat. There you go, Sophie. Oh, what are you doing? You don't even want your treat anymore. Where do you want to go? Do you want to go over here now? Right. So anyway, yes, I like the smell of F10. I think it smells clean. That's quite cool. Hello to everyone who has joined just now. Welcome. Teddy Crochet. Yeah, he's a very naughty little boy. You don't even like pine nuts. Why are you trying to eat a pine nut? Hello, Liz. Welcome. Yeah, and we're big fans of F10. There's another product we like called Poop Off. It has a really jarring smell, but it's really effective at removing bird poop, even if it's dried on. It's really useful. We really like it. It's just one of those products we used to stand by. It's also bird safe as well and non-toxic. And F10s are quite good like that as well, where other cleaning solutions aren't the best. You can even just use diluted vinegar. That's quite safe to use for cleaning your bird's cage. Just make sure you're not using any sort of human chemicals, that sort of thing, because that could lead to trouble for your bird, especially if you don't really thoroughly rinse it off. We've had a couple of horror stories recently on that. What do you want? Do you want to come say hello again? Yeah, vinegar's okay, Wiley Fresh, yeah. Especially if you dilute it a bit. What do you want? You just want to, he's like Olive, because I trained him the same way I trained Olive to be gentle. I trained him that this is what you do to ask for something from me, or this is how you interact with my face. So just trying to stop him nibbling me, and it's worked wonders. Apart from now, every time he wants something, he will tap my nose. How are we doing for time? Oh, okay. You guys are due in a few minutes. Come back out later, maybe. And we have the last bit of it. I've got a couple of more topics. Anyone have any questions or anything while we're just finishing off this outing? So I don't want to kind of like get into another talk and then I have to put these guys back in or the chaos erupts. So if anyone has any other topics or anything you want to talk about, happy to sort of indulge or oblige. What do you want? You want to say hello to everyone? One more treat here. What a good step up. You're so good. Wait. Spin for everyone. Should we do a flip? Everyone loves I love your flips if no one else does. Flip. You're a bit confused with my cue. Take you there. Do you understand what I'm asking? You kind of do. Yeah, you do. He's taking your time. There we go. What a good boy you are. What is my favourite behaviours that each of the bird knows? I think for Scampy, it's the tongue kiss because it's so useful. For Pickles, it's laying down, which I've trained recently. That's very cute. For Kipling, it's the ow, ow, ow noise. For Louis, it's the spin. For Charlie, there was another bit of thunder. Are you safe? Yep, you want to put a coffee field. 1 second, guys. I want to make sure these guys are safe. Are you safe? Right, you're safe. You're safe. Right, they're safe. Right, so where was I? I'll make sure that Pickles doesn't see them. I don't know if that was a bit of thunder or something. So where was I? Charlie, roll over as well. Hello, Pickles. Charlie's roll over. I'm teaching him to do it on the bottom of the cage. It's very cute. Olive, the little dance she does with her feet. For Chip, it's the shake as well because he does it in a very unique way. And for Fish, I suppose his unique version of spinning is very cute.
And his
Oh yeah, and the way he talks, because Fish likes to vocalise and sing a lot. He's a lot more vocal than Chip is, and I think that's very adorable.
It's really specific as well, isn't it? It's always in the summertime. It's always when the lamp is on.
Yeah, he has to have a certain lighting to perform and make his little noises and stuff. It's very cute. Scampi's just up on top of their cage. I guess you can pop them back in if you want, or Pickles can stay out. I don't really mind. Or do you want to give them a little bit of juice before they go in?
Whatever you like.
As you're here. It's just there. They've already had like half a mil each, so. Oh, Pickles, mate. Look at that tongue. Look at that. Look at the licky licks.
Some people have to pay for this kind of premium content. Pickle.
I think Kipling's the most energetic of his tongue when he sees something like this.
Oh, Pickles pee. You proud of yourself?
So I'm very proud of the amount of juice you're giving me.
Uh-oh. Here he
comes.
Here comes Big Nasty. Nice close up. Oh, Scrot. He's trying to have a whole thing in his mouth. Scampy too. Is that nice?
Is that tasty?
Oh, lovely. How wonderful.
Well, I think you guys have had your treat now. You can go back in and maybe pop out later once we've done the teals and the like.
Sausages. Thank you.
So glad he's not nervous of the Mac as well. Oliver gets nervous around the Mac, so I hold her on my sleeved hand. He just doesn't care anymore. It's really nice. I'm not. You can try, but I'm not sure. Honestly, it's up to you because Fish can still fly, whereas Chip can't. I don't know if they're going to get stressed. So it's up to your call if you want to get them out. I already talked. I had upcoming videos on my topics, but I kind of already talked about that. I'll be doing a core skills series. There'll be stuff for patrons. There'll be stuff for you guys on YouTube. I really want to do another night fright video along with wing clipping video, which is going to come up. I've got some stuff on perches coming up, already filmed. Stuff on chewable toys because me and Sophie are very passionate about easily chewable toys, and we got sent a really lovely bundle by a company in Canada, which are the perfect examples for it. So we've got. I can see the poor little guy in the background.
I need to come out. It's not a good idea, is it?
He just wants his snacks, doesn't he, little monster? So you will see Fish, but he's probably going to be in the background. I doubt if he's going to come say hello. I can try. He doesn't want to say hello at all. Okay.
Oh no!
I think Mummy's just encouraging chaos. Bird Mum's encouraging chaos deliberately. Mine's been fairly quiet so far.
It wouldn't be a live stream if we didn't have a little bit of chaos.
I'll try and fetch him, and if not, then Sophie's going to be in charge of him.
This is a really good example of how little fish just really don't like to be apart, even though they don't like to be together. They don't like to be apart either. Oh, wingy.
Look at that, straight off, like, no, thank you. They're really bonded, but they won't preen each other or anything. Do you want to pop him back in because he's getting stressed? It's not fair.
Yeah. It's
something we actually try to work on, as we were working on before this night fright, trying to give more distance between them so they're comfortable being apart. And the most time they're comfortable is when they're getting petted as well, ironically. If I'm petting Chip and Fish are getting petted, we can give them quite a lot of distance. They won't care, as long as they're occupied, all yelling. Oh, Oddly Fresh, sorry I missed that. I taught my teals to put Playmobil fruits and veggies in the basket. That's really good. That's really cute. These guys are getting worse with that recently. They still know the core skill, but because we're not able to practice it as much, and because it's darn night fright making things difficult, it makes me sad because that's my favourite behaviour, I guess. It was. And I love the tidy up behaviour. It's so cute to watch. Kimmy's enjoying the chaos. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Teddy's enjoying it as well. Oh, noisy birdies, yeah. And also something quite exciting for me. I hit a milestone on my second channel, Spooderpods, which is my Invertebrate Channel. I actually hit 1,000 subs on there, which is quite a big milestone. And I actually got my first patron as well. It's actually someone who's already a patron of my other, of this Patreon as well. She joined. She probably won't mind if I shout her out. Gina signed up because she likes inverts and she likes reptiles and stuff. And I thought it was just so nice of her to sign up there. It's what a perfect first patron as well. I've got like totally different tiers and stuff there where it's like more passive and you get votes on stuff and you get stickers if you sign up. Whereas for the Parrot Teacher Patreon, it's more like you get videos and educational content. Although I may offer other stuff to other people because maybe people like the cute stuff more. I don't know. Yeah, do check out Spooderpods, please. The more views, the better, because I'm not monetized yet. I'm just basically like hit the first requirement. So yeah. So Kimmy, yes, of course, it is okay to let your conure cuddle in your hands. The thing we normally advise, I think I did a video on this again, because I did videos on most things, is when you're fully enclosing them. Because with Pickles, I sort of enclose her a little bit when I'm training her to lie down. She's enclosed like that on this bit. But it's when they're fully enclosed and when you're doing repetitive motions and when they're already hormonal, it's when it makes it a problem. So with conures especially, they do get comfort from being cuddled, but we tend to recommend just doing it from the side or not doing repetitive motions. That's the best answer I can give. Please, Cindy, do send a question. If I missed it, I apologise. Sometimes the chat can sort of scroll past and I miss it. But yeah, conures are one of the few species of parrots that are genuinely, as a generality, species cuddly. They love cuddling, and not every individual conure will like this. Some individuals will not, but as a generality, and you see them doing a lot in the wild, they will cuddle, and it's very cute. And I think that's probably why they're so popular, or at least initially popular. Like going back to the first topic, people see the cuddly conures, they want it. They don't know how to train it. They don't know how to interact with the conures. They expect it to be cuddly immediately. Then when it's biting as well, it's not as fun. So it's not as good. Yeah. Blastoise, I like the name as well, by the way. We both me and Sophie like our Pokemon. I keep getting nostalgia hits where I want to do the cards again. I think a lot of people in my age group are like that now, but I can't afford or store the darn thing. So maybe once in a while I'll treat myself. I think I like who's my favourite? My favourite Charizard. That's kind of a cliche favourite. That's my favourite Charizard. So thank you, Blastoise. We appreciate all of you who get benefit out of our channel and willingly sort of share us and mention us and, you know, watch our content, because that's what helps. The more people watch our content, the more we may finally break out of the rut that YouTube puts people in. So yeah, thank you so much. So Jonas, that's a good question. So with us, what we do is we tend to we always have food available. We don't believe in ever not having food available. I know some people have a slightly different approach to it where they have no food available overnight, but it depends on your approach and what training approach. For us, we like to have food available all the time. So what we do is in the morning, we provide our fresh items. So we have our fresh chop, sprouts, sprouted good soaked items. And then we leave that in until they're sort of like lunch or dinner time. And because of the way our lifestyle and the way we work, we tend to change that out around 2. So they get fed in the morning around 8:30, 9. They get their evening meal at around 2:30. And then what we do is we leave that dry food. The dry food basically consists of a little bit of pellets, seeds, grains, freeze-dried items, spices, herbs, etc. We leave that through to the next cycle. So there's always food available, but we prefer to have the veg available in the morning and only the veg, because they're more likely to eat it and they're more likely to enjoy it and get the benefits out of it. And then obviously if they don't eat it, then they've got the other stuff later on as well, which also we mix up and make as interesting as possible. And yet, the problem is when we always talk about this sort of topic, it always comes up with like a million other topics. Don't forget portion sizing. If you're providing your birds a whole wodge of food and they're not getting much variety in it, then they're always going to be a little less treat motivated, a little less excited about things. So I've got a video on portioning actually, and for a cockatiel, it's basically 1 heaped tablespoon in the morning of veg, 1 heaped in the afternoon as a guideline. Iris, thank you very much. It's much appreciated for the pair. Thank you so much. I wasn't expecting anything at all today. Obviously, this is quite a quiet live stream. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. I think someone's knocking at the door. I think it might be my friend, so I dropped off a gift to him earlier. It's like I did it deliberately earlier because I'm doing live streaming right now. So Blastoise, hi. I got back into cars in 2016. It's been quite a journey. So you collecting them actively now? Do you have any recommendations that things I should maybe try to get back into it? Maybe I can do it as a gift or something like that. Because I both dislike the cars and love them at the same time. I dislike the commercialism and how it's just basically the same stuff churned over, but I also love the artwork and stuff. I am such a big child when it comes to this sort of thing. On that topic as well, I've been building Lego Rivendell, which Sophie got me as a very special gift in the last year because it was a harsh one. And I'm really loving it. I didn't think as an adult I would enjoy building Lego, but I really, really am enjoying it. And I think, honestly, in the future, I'm probably going to maybe, it depends on how much space I can make to blooming store it and display it. I've got enough space for Rivendell and one other thing. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that as well at the moment. So yeah, thank you, Blastoise, as well. I've got Charizard in my mind, but I'm saying Blastoise. Thank you, Blastoise. So Buddy Tills, my cockatiel won't play with his toys more usually, and I'm not sure why. So is it he won't play with them at all, or recently he doesn't want to play with them? Which is it? Osley Fresh, the videos you guys did with avian scientists about diet was so good. I recommend it to everyone asking about pellets. I forget it was so. So I did most of the pellet specific content on my channel. Sophie's also done lots of content on her channel. So I'd watch the interviews and podcasts on both mine and Sophie's channel. We have more coming out in the future. I have a short one on diet conversion where you will see a slight disagreement on approaches, which is fine. And Sophie has one that's coming out soon. I plan to do more. I want to get another avian vet on to talk about just common first aid stuff, but it's about their schedules as well. So there will be more material on podcast. It's just when I can fit it in. I'll also be doing another, I don't know if any of you guys have watched my Mr. Bird videos, the parody ones. I've got another one of them coming up. I won't do them very frequently, but sometimes it's fun to blow off steam and enjoy. Yeah, so Sophie loves Porygon, Squirtle. Kimmy, I'm glad you enjoy it as well. Please do check it out, Vicky. Both of our podcasts, the interviews are very helpful, and they're with people who know what they're talking about. We're talking about one of the biggest avian vets in the whole of America, one of the top nutritionists in America, and a lot of other guests as well who have been previous members of the IAATE, which is the big bird organization. Lots of great resources there. And also, more recently, I've been talking to other people who have specialized knowledge maybe in certain parrots, and people who may not necessarily have specialized knowledge or training, but have been owners for a while and have some really great ideas. So lots of great stuff material there. So Blastoise, absolutely recommend looking for Scarlet and Violet 151 products. It's set featuring. Oh, that sounds good. I'll have a little. I might have a little Google after I finished here because I've heard about that recently as well. And yeah, reliving nostalgia. If I had loads of cash, I'd buy that big set, but the one where you get the original ones in there. But it seems crazy expensive what it is. Maybe it'll go down in price. Geezer Man, welcome. Good morning. Don't apologize. Just happy to have you here. You've got another 10 minutes of me babbling away before I wrap things up. We've had some outings, we've had some fun, so do watch it back. And please do share your favorite Pokemon, or if you play Parrot or whatever your favorites, because yeah, I'm happy to hear about that. Ninetales is awesome because it's based on the Japanese mythology. I think it always looked cool. Umbreon, I love the Eevee evolutions as well. Altaria, that's a slightly different one, Klaus. I like it. A very different Pokemon here. Very good, very good. There do need to be more decent parrot Pokemon rather than trash bags or ice cream. They have lost their way. More animal-themed Pokemon, please. Because I played a game called Arceus in the Pokemon franchise, which kind of reignited my interest in it last year. And it was really fun. It was really good. And then I played the more recent edition, and it just wasn't as fun. They need more Arceus stuff, like games like that. That's why I think Parrot for me is winning at the moment, because those are really good. Well, I've diverted away from parrot content as well, because I do like discussing this sort of stuff. I'm a big nerd at heart. I love all this sort of stuff. It's very interesting. What games are we playing this week? So I'm replaying Dragon's Dogma 2, which I'm really enjoying. I'm enjoying it more the second time because I'm finding all the things I didn't do the first time. Very good RPG. Sophie and me are playing Power World together in the evenings where we get time, because obviously work gets in the way a lot. But yeah, those are the two games we're playing at the moment. There's a few I have on my radar. I want to play the new Astrobot. That looks like a lot of fun. Wukong, that sounds like fun. I want to buy that. There's a few games coming up, so I'm trying to save my pennies at the moment. So when they do come out on sale, I can get them all at once, hopefully. So Jonas, you're the second person to suggest that, and honestly, I would. I just don't have the time or the energy. Honestly, just managing this channel, managing my second Invertebrate channel, and then the work, and then helping the freebie helping as well, the Patreon helping. There's just no time and energy. Like, we're just exhausted. And also our own flocks. When we finish, this is not a win, so I'm not going to win. I'll cut it off in a minute. We just run out of energy and time, and we just want to play. And I don't think I could deal with streaming. Maybe in the future, maybe when things are a bit different. But me and Sophie would hope we'd be producing more parrot content, at that time. But yeah, it is fun, isn't it? It is quite cool. I like watching some gaming content as well. Parrot gaming, yeah, could you imagine just having Pickles loves my controllers as well. Maybe one day as a one-off, I'll just put it on my main channel, just stream something or whatever with Pickles, because she is a menace. She loves me playing games, and she loves crawling on the controller and helping out in her own special way. Chatot and Squawkabilly, we'll have to look them up. I know Chatot, I don't remember Squawkabilly. I like Natu as well, not technically a parrot, but that's a kind of a cool Pokemon as well. They are saturated, but there's always room for one more, right? Especially with a niche, Thank you very much, Otley Fresh. We do try hard. Sometimes I know more recently, I feel like I'm not trying hard enough because I've been lacking motivation, but we do try our best to produce content that people like and enjoy. So I wonder if someone has done good Warhammer content. I've seen people doing painted, watching a match between people. So yeah, there are quite a few people who do that already, Mr. Teeny. And actually, I've actually talked to someone who does it on a small scale. And that's quite a saturated market as well. They're one of our previous clients and someone who plays Warhammer a lot and talks to me a lot. So I couldn't do that because honestly, it would be kind of boring. I only play with my friend now. I used to play a lot more, but it's just time. Again, I play with my friend because he's very local. I can just pop across the road and I play with him. I enjoy the painting as well. It's just, yeah, it's for me, that's a hobby sort of thing. So I don't want to make that another job thing. It'd be a bit much for me to do that as work as well because it would feel like work eventually. But Cherry, definitely. Did not stumble across that yet. So yeah, Mr. Teeny, if you actually like that sort of content, I could probably give you some suggestions over on Discord. So let me know. I've been trying to watch a bit of Lego content as well. There's so many good things to do, but so little time. It's fun. It's fun. I think I want to consume more content and make a little bit less coming up. So please do let me know. Please do take this as a bit of a warning. I've been putting out like double videos recently. That's going to stop soon. I'll be going back to one video a week, purely to give myself a break and ease it down a little bit because it's coming out that time of year where we get busier work-wise as well. So yeah, one video a week soon. That will obviously be apply to Patreon as well. You still get your videos regularly. We prioritize your videos to make sure we do it. And we do hope those of you who are on Patreon appreciate the content, enjoy it, because we always worry when we're producing a video for there, is this specialized enough? Is this what people want to see? So yeah. So Cherry, do you have any advice for helping a conure who doesn't like to fly? So my advice for that would be start small and use something very motivating. We had exactly the same problem with Olive. She came to us previously clipped and she had regrown her feathers at this point. She didn't know how to fly. She was very lacking in confidence. You know, she just didn't want to. So we built up her skills bit by bit. And that started off with just having her step up, just reinforcing that step up, getting that consistent. Then we started with doing it, having her just hop, that little hop. And then comes the biggest moment. I think I said this in my last live stream. It's the leap of faith moment where that parrot has to actually jump a little bit and flap their wings. And that's the hardest bit. Once you cross that bridge and consistently cross that bridge, it becomes so much easier to train your parrot to recall and to enjoy flying and getting their exercise. So my advice, the highest motivating treat you can with a conure, maybe that'll be juice. Initially, a piece of fruit. Doesn't matter if you only get one rep out of it. It's valuable, and just work on it. Mr. Teeny, it'll be a little bit later. Trying to think. So I'll think of one now, and it's a bit of it's more of a critique one. Her name is Discourse. She does a lot of critiquing and looking at the bad side of Warhammer. That's just quite entertaining. I wish I could remember the name of the small one. He's really good. He does little kill team ones, which are really insane. So I'll try and drop that in the chat later. Welcome, Lover Pets. You just basically caught the last few minutes. I'll be coming off this live stream in probably about 5-10 minutes. So Teddy Croce, any resources for taming a wild parrot, or would it be the same approach as taming in general? I'm sorry to hear. Well, I'm glad to hear that you've taken them in. I'm sorry to hear what happens to them. So yes, it is the same approach. It's just taking it a bit slower and maybe taking more time on those initial steps, because they're going to be terrified. They're not going to know what's happening. So slow it down and use the treat bowl in the cage approach, so you don't have to interact with them. So it's a very common approach that a lot of trainers use to build an initial bond. You have a bowl in the cage, a dedicated bowl, maybe next to that peking perch or whatever, and you just drop a treat in that bowl and keep walking. High value. Drop a treat, walk off. And that way you're not forcing them to interact with you. You're not forcing them to do anything with you. You're just reinforcing them for coming up to that bowl and taking a treat. And that starts to build a loose bond. They know that you're going to keep going. You're not going to try and hassle them, but it's good things coming from you. Then they start to expect it. And that's when you start using your perch. They come up to that treat bowl or perch and you hand it to them. Just build it up slowly. And then once you get to a certain point, it becomes exactly the same as working with any other parrot. It's just taking it slow. And I'm sorry to hear that. He can still have a great quality of life. We deal with a lot of disabled birds. I did a video on disabled birds a while back, maybe worth watching. They can have a great quality of life. Louis is a perfect example of that. So he's probably in good hands with you. Cherry, thank you so much. He does love his juice. Yeah, we appreciate you guys as well. Thank you. Hopefully it helps. And juice is the great way. If you can get him taken from syringe so you can portion control, that's going to help you a lot as well, because using it out of the syringe, you're doubling up, you know, getting syringe trained and doing it. Welcome, Pressure Pythons. Alexandra, you're right at the end of the live. Only got a few minutes left. I've kind of just been talking non-stop over the last few minutes, so I'm going to have a quick sip of drink. But yeah, I'll keep it going for a little bit longer because there seems to be questions cropping up. So again, if anyone has any last-minute questions you want to ask, please drop them in because it's coming to that time of year, which is going to be a very hectic, which means maybe a bit like, what's the word? The lives may not be as consistent. They maybe have to be shorter or may have to be at different times. So for a green cheek, the average weight range, I think me and Sophie actually disagree on this. The average weight range on the very lower end is 60 and at the upper is 80. Generally, you'll find most green cheeks are around a 65 to 70 level. If you see much lower than that, she's coming to disagree.
What did you say? Why are you talking about it?
Healthy range for green cheeks.
60 to 70.
Oh, okay. So it's the upper range that we disagree on. So yeah, that's about right.
But it really depends on
the
muscle mass around the keel bone. It's not just, well, my bird's within 60 to 70 sets healthy, because we've got 4 green cheeks and they all weigh, well, Pickles and Scampi weigh exactly the same.
Yeah, they're like 64 at the moment, aren't
they?
But
Louis and Olive weigh in the upper range, so a lower weight for them wouldn't necessarily be normal. So,
exactly. Yeah. One good trick, if your conures okay with it, and if you can just try and teaching it, is pressing your nose up to their keel bone. That's the bone across their chest. If you can press your nose gently onto it, and very gently, we're not talking about forcing your nose into it, you're better to feel it. If the keel bone's sticking out like that and you can really feel it pronounced, then maybe you need to put on a bit of weight. If it's like that and then you can really feel a lot of heft on either side, then maybe they need to lose a little bit of weight. So Pressure Pythons, what's wrong?
I'm just hanging out. Do you want to go?
No, it's fine. I'll be finishing off in a moment.
Sleep, shall I?
So I'll answer Klaus's question first, because the answer is yes. I'm supposed to have been working it for so long. I've barely started, basically planned it. I just haven't had time. It's always time pressure because work gets in the way, other stuff gets in the way. We have other responsibilities as well to organisations and stuff now. So yes, I want to do a course, and I am quite passionate about doing it. It's basically about solving behaviour problems for people in your houses. You know, anyone can do it. It just takes a bit of training, and I want to do that course. I want to present it live, and then again have it as a downloadable resource afterwards. And obviously, if you're a top tier patron, you get it for free, and you get discounts on that as well. So yes, Klaus, there will be another course. When I want to get it out this year, I'm really trying. I'm going to really try hard to make that happen, because I think that should be something I can do. Yeah. So sorry, Pressure Pythons, back to you, David. I'm wondering why my yellow-naped Amazon is willing to get on my finger and bonds with me, but at some point in holding her, she bites me, or when I put her down. So one thing that'd be well worth doing, which I recommend a lot, is recording the interaction with her. So have your phone set up and watch. Maybe there's a certain point where something happens or something you do she doesn't like, or maybe she's just reached her point where, right, I've been on here long enough. I don't want to be on this hand anymore. I want to come down. My human's not doing it. Or maybe it's the motion and she feels unsteady on your hand. So recording what she's doing, it'll be very helpful. And also, if you see a point where, if you notice a pattern, say for example, it's after a few minutes, pop her down before that, or do some stepping up and down training and do some duration training where she's on your hand and she gets reinforced with just sitting on there and being content and happy on there. That would probably be the best way I'd approach it, honestly. Right, guys, so we're looking at the last couple of minutes now, so I'm just going to have a drinky, and if there's last minute question, please drop it down. Right, so Jonas, and one more question, that's it. So Jonas, what's the best thing to do to teach my bird not to bite when he wants something and he isn't getting it? I actually just did a whole series of videos on biting, and I would recommend watching through the whole series. It's about half an hour for the whole thing. Sophie, it basically talks about what Sophie just mentioned, and that's very useful, but sometimes it takes a few other things which I talked about in those videos as well. Redirection is a great quick fire thing, but you may have accidentally trained him to do that. So you may have trained him that when he bites, he gets something. So redirection alone isn't going to be enough. So watch those videos. Those will have the best tips for it to basically quick fire solve it. Right. Just checking the time. Yeah, okay. I think I'll wrap it up now. I think we've had enough time for any other questions that are coming up. So Pressure Pythons, thank you so much. I look forward to hearing you start an online course and possibly join. We have courses on our business website, by the way, Pressure Pythons, that are already up. They aren't live, but you can watch them. I can't remember if you're a patron or channel member, you get them at discount as well if you are. So do check those courses out. A lot of good stuff on there as well. So thank you very much, Cherry. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining this live stream. It was a pleasure to have you on here and talk to you all. It went quite quickly. I thought it'd be a little bit quieter, but there was lots of interaction, even though there weren't as many people. So it's great to just be talking to all you guys and be able to interact with you. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you have a really great rest of the day, and I hope to see you in the next one, whenever that is. So take care and see you later, guys. Bye-bye.